does that count? Oh, morning.
Good morning. I'm Carl Mingers. This is Aaron Burns. We are WRME, Weichert Realtors, Main Edge in Mustang, Oklahoma.
Yes.
All right. Your phone's burping already.
It is.
Tell it to quit it.
Turn it off.
Okay.
You know what it is? It's notifying that we are live.
Oh, okay. We are. Shoot, this is episode 85. Goodness gracious, man, how time flies. Okay. We still got the government shutdown we're dealing with.
Yes.
Yay, government shutdown. I don't know.
Reminder, if you're dealing with any kind of government-backed loan, talk to the lender. Make sure there's not going to be any delays.
All right. Good morning, B. Good morning, Christine. Already getting a group coming in this morning. Good. Yeah, the government shutdown. There's good things about it. There's bad things about it. But, like this morning, I was trying to book my spot at the lake.
Right.
You got to book it 6 months out. Of course, you can't book it until it's 6 months out. Okay.
Right.
And every time you go to the page, this big deal pops up, says government shutdown, blah 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 blah.
Right.
And it was just very frustrating dealing with this stuff. It's a computer. It doesn't care whether anybody's at work or not. I don't know. Yeah. Well, as far as lending goes, have you had any issues?
We have a USDA loan that will be delayed. Of course, it's just current. So hopefully by the time we're ready to close next month, it'll be good to go. But the way it's looking, we might get delayed. But we know in advance it is shut down for USDA loans, so there is a potential chance of a delay.
You really don't realize how much the government is involved in everything in our lives all the time. Probably a little bit too much. Good morning, Dina. Okay. All right. We wanted to talk a little bit about appraisals. Yes. Okay. The good, the bad, and the ugly part of the appraisals.
Right.
Okay.
And we've talked about appraisals a little bit before.
But we're going to talk about the repairs.
Yes.
For appraisals. When you're selling a house or buying a house, you fill out a TRR, a treatment, repairs, and replacements, something like that.
That's after your home inspection.
Right. And these things have to be fixed. Not always do they have to be fixed. Now, if it's on a regular TRR that comes from the agent, then everybody gets to decide what they do and don't want to replace. But when it comes to the appraisal required repairs, it has to be done. Okay, you can't not fix those things.
Right.
Not negotiable. Okay, and if you're not willing to fix those things, then the contract is going to bust. Okay.
Those repairs are usually a guideline. Like there's a guideline for the loan, and there's minimal requirements that this house has to meet.
Right, like FHA, can't have peeling paint.
No rotten wood,
right.
If there's a drainage issue, whatever it may be, that has to be corrected to meet the minimum requirement of a loan.
Mm-hmm. Most sellers understand that, unless it's a distress situation, and then they really probably shouldn't be selling it, FHA or something like that if they don't have the money to fix those things. And, one of the bad things is the buyer can't pay to have those things fixed. The seller has to take care of that, which it'll make a lot of times that makes the regular TRR kind of moot because they'll work past that if they want the house that bad, as long as the seller can fix the appraisal required stuff. But Joe average out there, when they're buying or selling a house, that we have to explain that to them, okay? And a good agent is going to make you well aware of the ramifications one way or another. Like when I go list a house, like say this one on 35th Street, I just went over there and we had great rapport, but the people said you need to do this, 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 and this. Now, I'm pretty matter of fact about it, okay? Because why get into a sales situation that can't finish because somebody's not going to do something? They took care of everything they needed to take care of, made it a quick, smooth sale. And you tend to get better buyers, when you have deals like that.
B has a question. Hold on.
Yeah, the carpet had to be straightened. Yeah, VA, they're unique.
Yeah, and sometimes you think...
Oh, you lost this on the computer, did you?
It clicked into some other page for a second. Yeah, sometimes you wonder and question, and I've actually called a lender before and asked them, and then they gave me the appraiser's number, and I called the appraiser, and he was able to explain why it didn't meet the minimal requirements better even than what the lender was.
Right.
So if it's ever an issue, see if you can get a hold of the appraiser. He can tell you what the minimum requirement is, or she, and tell you why it didn't meet it.
I would say 90% of all real estate is communication. Okay, there's a lot of agents that just won't call, or like they're afraid to call. If you call an appraiser and they're in a situation where they're not allowed to talk to you, they'll tell you. Okay, I kind of the squeaky wheel. I want to know about things. If the more I know about the situation or the project or whatever, the easier it is for me to fix any problems.
And most of them will answer a generic question. Okay, this is a conventional loan. This was the R whatever minimal requirement it said it didn't meet. Explain that to me. Oh yeah, so it's out of this and this needs done for it to meet. And they can generically explain something usually. They might not be able to technically discuss the actual appraisal, but they can inform you and educate you on the requirements.
And most appraisers, they want to stay out of trouble, and they want the things to happen smooth, and they don't want people chewing on their ear. Beatrice Hooper B, you talk about having a home inspection and fixing everything before you go to list your house. That's awesome. Okay. I've got a house over here on Pawnee Court Way. We did where I just walked through and says, okay, we've got to fix these things. And then once we got the obvious stuff that I could just see, with my one eye, okay, then I got a home inspection. Okay, and they find all the other things, and we're fixing all those things before this house goes on the market. Because in the Mustang market right now, houses, Mustang Yukon especially, they're going quick. Good quality houses are going quick, and so I like to call that a premier listing. Okay, where the home inspection's been done and everything on that thing's been fixed. Okay, we may even upload that on the MLS. We want to give the buyers as much information as we can. We'll probably even go ahead and get an appraisal on there, okay? Even though we don't know if it's going to be a conventional FHA, whatever. But we will that'll be uploaded, and the buyers will have all this information before they even actually look at the house.
And you got to understand, not every seller is going to want to do that. So
very seldom does it cost more than $1,000? I'm talking unless there's major repairs. But like all these little things, you got a light switch that's not right, or plug-ins that are loose, and all these little things that we don't even pay attention to. I got a loose plug-in right over there. It'll be fine. It just depends on your seller's situation. Absolutely.
Don't think that's a requirement. If we or another realtor suggests that, it's just to help maybe later on with the TRR situation or anything else go a little smoothly. Right.
I tell you what, if you're going to sell your house, timing is critical. The time you list it, the time you're moving to your next place, everything has to be kind of planned out. And I tell you what, you got to understand that. We got to explain to them how long it's going to take for it to generally get sold. 2 weeks to a month, depending on the price. That's why pricing is critical, and we got to explain that. My last one I had under contract, we listed at this certain price. I said, well, it's going to appraise or probably sell about $3,500 less than what you want it listed for. And you need to understand that. And guess what? Bam, it went for exactly what I had already prepared them for.
Right.
So it was real easy for them to make decisions because they've already been prepared for that decision. It's not a last minute, what do we do, all that stuff.
And the other thing, too, is if you're outside of the VA cap or the FHA cap, you get into the bigger loan situations, so those can take a little longer to sell. So.
Well, I tell you, I love the bread and butter market. where people need to sell to either go to a better house or a different neighborhood or whatever, and it's in a sellable market.
Right.
If it's under 275, there's lots of affordable houses out there. If it's in the 150 range, they go quick. Okay.
Yes.
Especially around here. What else we got going today?
Shoot, I don't know. We've been doing a lot though.
Yeah, we have. All right. Well, I guess we can go ahead and start wrapping it up. You guys, we really appreciate your comments. We love it when you interact with the videos. Comment on them. Post questions. We'll be glad to attack some of those. And that's what we're here for. We live for this stuff. Okay. Yes. All right. Well, once again, we're Weichert Realtors Main Edge, Mustang, Oklahoma, where we do real life, real world real estate every day. Come and see us. Bye-bye.